built on the swamp. Now the water is coming down from the hillside to the former swamp.
They cannot compete.
You cannot do anything. I mean, we've been sharing this clip around from Tanzania where someone says,
yes.
if the water...
It's coming back home.
It's coming back home.
Yeah.
You know, so why don't we get it right?
Yeah.
Why don't we keep the 30-meter distance from the riparian land, from the rivers, and plant trees there and see if we'll still suffer the same fate? You know, we're blocking river paths. You know, we talk about the plains in Athi River and stuff, which were plains even a few years ago. They were plains.
Yeah.
Then we've taken that, built estates there. Now the houses are marooned. The quality of workmanship of our roads as well. Those are criminal acts.
Right.
If you're in China, you'd be shot. You know, when you build a substandard road, which is, you've been paid top dollar for,
right.
Then you build a substandard road, which when rain comes, it washes it away. I've been asking myself this question the whole day. How is it that roads that were built pre-independence or during independence, those old roads, Busia, Kisumu, you know, they're still standing? Yeah. Some repairs, but they're still standing. It's because of the quality of work. So I think also we need to be responsible. As we talk about crime by young people, crime by poor people, why don't we look at these corporate crimes that are really draining our economy and making these young people not get their jobs and get the opportunities and go back to crime?
That brings us to the question that we began with, that is in relation to the root causes, the concerns, you know, that actually get us here to even have these discussions as society. Do you suppose we are addressing that, such that we know you could easily say that, fine, this is some of the things that we can't run away from. But then again, perhaps today we would not even be talking about how we're supposed to treat the ex-convicts and the ex-prisoners when they come back home. If at all we're going to address the root causes of what we consider to be aspects that take us to points of crime.
I think I'll look at this problem holistically. You know, it's mentioned the effect of corruption. So for instance now, if you go and steal money meant for the youth, right? Yeah. Or even meant for sports.
Or for sick people.
Or for sick people. So for instance, you've seen in most of these slums, most of these super footballers, right? You'll find they spend most of their times playing football. Some silly governor goes and grabs the
playing ground.
The playing ground. What do you expect them to do after that?
Are we trying to justify that perhaps it should proceed and do all this and commit all these crimes just because one individual has done this?
No, we're not trying to justify that.
Right.
What I'm trying to say is this. Let's start this at the top level.
Thank you.
Right? You see, somebody steals billions, and he was, as you rightfully said, we call this corruption. Yet if somebody snatches your phone, we will mwizi. So what's the difference between, in my opinion, there's no difference between somebody grabbing your phone on River Road and your governor. All of them are the same.
If your governor is corrupt,
if your governor is corrupt.
Yes.
Because not all. Let's qualify it.
But majority of them are anyway. Yeah. So if that is the case, you see, so in my opinion, there's no difference between your governor and that petty theft on River Road, right? So if you look at this problem holistically, where does it start? You see, when you're looking at a sin, you see when you talk about sin, even in the Bible, you talk about the original sin, who committed the original sin, right? Before it trickled down to some of us huku chini, right? So if you look at the original sin, because for instance now if systems are properly working, if you go to the hospital you find medicine. If right now you walk outside here, the road network is working. If your child or my child can be able to have a good education, if they are assured of a job, then this problem will automatically reduce. It's not even a problem of a legislation, even if you lock up everybody and you don't address these issues.
You will release them to all this.
Yes, and then this issue of Kenyans also, I think, glorifying theft and glorifying corrupt leaders. I mean, that is a system also that we also need to look at how to change that system. Okay.